Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Look at that, killing spree. Hey, 2 frags in 2 seconds. Not bad. Can't believe that actually worked. Oh, you clicked ahead. Congrats. Uh-oh, the crit power-up's coming. You better get that. There's like 10 frags left until the end of the match. Y'all better hurry up. Yeah, right. That air shot was totally planned.
There you are! I was wondering why you were missing now and then and... Wait, we're on the 2-Fort map? I didn't know you were a TF2 fan. That's so epic! I got into that game recently and I love it!
It's not vanilla TF2. It's actually a mod
you know what? You should totally make a Love Web episode about TF2! It's such a uniquely community-driven game that's the perfect topic to cover. But first, let me show you my favorite TF2 map! Welcome everyone to the best map ever in any video game! Xenon's Mario Kart! But first, let's go over what TF2 is for peeps who don't know. TF2 was released in 2007 and was developed by Valve, a company which has its roots working with modders and fan mappers. They hired Quake fans who made custom maps and mods to create their first game, Half-Life. TF2 itself is a sequel to Team Fortress Classic, which happens to be a Half-Life mod, and I guess TF2 is technically a mod of Half-Life 2? It's kinda complicated, so here's a graphic to pause if you want to understand all this. What matters is that TF2 runs on the Source engine like a lot of other Valve games. Maybe one day we'll make a Love Web about the history of video game modding. That could be fun! Anyway, TF2 itself is a class-based and team-based multiplayer FPS. But worry not! TF2 is very silly and focused on fun rather than competition. I usually don't like FPS games, but I love TF2. This game is to FPS games what Smash Bros is to fighting games in a way. TF2 does have a competitive scene though, but it always remained pretty obscure compared to the rest of the game. In TF2, you have a red team and a blue team, and you can play as 9 quirky classes from Scottish Drunk Explosives Man to Pyromaniac Brony. Each map has different objectives, like capturing the flag of the opponent team, controlling points, and so much more!
Hey, are we really doing this?
Doing what?
Talking about something that's already been talked to death?
What? But you've always wanted Love Web to talk about something that's already popular.
Yeah, it'd be great to rake in new fans, but if we're just gonna be talking about stuff everybody already knows about, then who cares? I don't think I need to tell you that your show is about the internet and not reviewing random media.
I'm getting to it! I guess it's true that there's already a huge amount of videos explaining how great the game is. But what I want to talk about is how Valve managed to foster and maintain such an awesome community for so many years.
Sure, wonderful community as long as you don't mind hate speech. Sometimes delivered by a plethora of aimbots.
Yeah, playing on official servers is a problem because they're not moderated very well. But there's always the option of playing with servers run by fans. Actually, when TF2 launched, there were 0 official servers. It was up to the community to host those. Doing that gave a lot of freedom with how people handled their server. You can play on a server that runs the same map all the time, or maybe one that runs a special plugin that gives you random effects, or maybe even a server where everyone plays the same class. Having community servers run by fans really build up a sense of togetherness in TF2. You're picking your favorite server, you're running across the same people, you get to knowing the regulars over time. This is something you sadly can't get by playing on randomly assigned official servers.
Too bad that Valve fucks over community servers. They promote their shitty matchmaker, but haven't updated their busted-ass server browser in 20 years.
It's okay because community servers still exist now. You just gotta look for them. The amount of control admins have over their server gives a lot of creativity to the community to create so many different experiences. You can even play a totally different game depending on the server. There's Prop Hunt, WarioWare, and even Slenderman. Spoopy. Something great when you host your own server is that you decide which map to host. And you're in luck because Valve released to the public the Valve Hammer Editor. It's a tool that allows creating any map you want for games running on Source, like TF2. The map we're staying on right now is one of the most famous custom maps in the history of TF2. I love it because it's so random with all its memes plastered everywhere. It's like if an era of the internet got turned into a location. It's even featured in the most iconic TF2 video of all time, Team Fabulous 2, which almost has 30 million views right now.
Wow, this map also features a slur and hidden porn. Truly the magic of 2007 PC gaming.
Also, a lot of the people over the years have created more serious maps that are so cool that they're officially in the game now.
It's not like Valve themselves will ever take the effort to make their own maps or hats ever again, now that they've got a whole fan base to leech off of.
But it's okay since the community makes some top quality stuff. It's way better than if Valve closed fan submissions and abandoned TF2. Oh, and hats! How could the episode have gone so far without talking about them? TF2 is loaded with so many hats and other cosmetic items. Thanks to this, players can express themselves through their character however they want. Look, me!
Damn, nice, Manon. You could've done way worse with all the cosmetics that are in the game now. Hey, you should tell the audience how you obtain those in TF2.
Well, there's a community market where you can sell and buy your cosmetics.
And...
Oh, trading! You can trade them with other players. A popular type of community server in TF2 is dedicated to it. There's even comfy maps made specifically for hanging out and trading with other players.
God damn it, Manon. One of the most popular ways to get cosmetics in the game is through loot boxes. TF2 made a ton of money by being among the first to turn its fan base into addicted spending machines for worthless digital items. All Valve has to do now is sit in its ass and let their game print money, since all the content that gets added in those loot boxes is 100% fan-made.
I don't know. Valve clearly is busy with other things since TF2 is over 15 years old now. But it's cool that they're allowing the fans to keep the game alive, right? Even as recently as last year, Valve added V-Script to TF2. It's a bit of a complicated thing to explain. It gives a lot more freedom to mappers and modders to go as far as to create whole new game modes, and they can be included in TF2 officially. One fan game mode that was popular for over a decade finally got added as part of the official game modes. How cool is that?
I don't see the appeal of getting Daddy Valve's approval when people have been playing the game mode since 2010.
I just think that it's so cool that people can create so much content for the game, whether it's for official TF2 content or for silly community servers. We didn't even talk about another tool that Valve released, which is the source of thousands of TF2 fan content online, Source Filmmaker. Also known as SFM for short, this tool allows the Source engine to become an animation software. This obviously reinforced the community even more now that they're able to create videos featuring all their favorite characters and maps. And of course, you can import all the fan-made content you want into SFM. This allowed for an explosion of really awesome or really weird TF2 content on YouTube. There was even an annual competition hosted by Valve called the Saxy Awards.
Yeah, was in the past tense, because they can't be to engage with that part of the community anymore. It's not where the money's at, you know.
Grr, you're trying too hard, Cybermare. There's something that's also important to mention to the nurturing of the TF2 fandom. It's another tool that was used to make TF2 animations years before SFM existed. It's Gary's mod. This is basically a fan-made sandbox mod of the Source engine where you can do anything you want. It's even officially on Steam thanks to Valve. So awesome that they allow mods to be published on Steam. Anyway, TF2 is so big now that it even has its own ecosystem on YouTube. You have animations, but also guides on how to play certain classes, balanced discussions...
Wait, are you serious?
What? What is it?
You're gonna talk about modding in a TF2 episode and not transition to talking about TF2 mods?
TF2 mods? Oh, like on Game Banana where you can replace sounds and models in your game?
No, I mean big, standalone mods.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not surprised the local Valve bootlicker doesn't know about something they tried sweeping under the rug.
Hey!
Alright, listen up. TF2 has a pretty important modding scene, and I'm not talking about just sounds and models. This, for example, is TF2 Classic. It's TF2, but reverted back to its original release date in 2007, and then developed in a different direction than Valve took it. It's basically like TF2 from an alternate timeline. There's no cosmetics at all, and only a couple of weapons. These are all accessible from the start, of course. The new directions taken by TF2C are usually influenced by concepts that were scrapped during TF2's development. Like, TF2 was apparently supposed to have more game modes ported from Team Fortress Classic, like 4 teams and VIP. So, in TF2 Classic, they actually added them. And they did a good job, too. The level of quality is on par with Valve in the late 2000s. Everything looks totally legit. The tighter weapon selection really helps with balance compared to modern TF2's arsenal of hundreds. I might even recommend new players try TF2 Classic instead of vanilla TF2 for a less messy experience. I like the overall vibe of this mod since it's trying to preserve the original soul of the game. It's pretty based, unlike modern TF2, which is loaded to the brim with bullshit. If you want a reimagining from even further back in time, there's the Pre-Fortress 2 mod. While TF2 Classic is trying to be TF2 from 2008 or 2009, Pre-Fortress 2 is trying to be TF2 from 2006, a whole year before the game was even released. There's a 2006 trailer for TF2, and you can see the game looked pretty different while it was still in beta. Pre-Fortress 2 tries to emulate that look into a playable mod. Pre-Fortress 2 also re-implements mechanics from the first Team Fortress, like grenades and armor. It's like you're playing TF2's actual beta. These mods are already pretty kino, but the TF2 mod I want to give a big spotlight to is Open Fortress. Open Fortress is like if TF2 was built around a brand new deathmatch mode. It's a free-for-all here, and the winner is the one with the most kills. This mod is obviously inspired by Quake, which is funny since Team Fortress started out as a Quake mod itself. It's got a huge variety of unique weapons, power-ups, maps, and game modes. The mod even has its own kick-ass soundtrack, which you're currently listening to. The amount of work that gets put into Open Fortress is kinda insane. Hell, all the projects I've mentioned are massive labors of love. This is where the true soul of the TF2 community really is.
Who's that character we see running around?
Oh, he's the mercenary. He's new to the mod. Unlike TF2, there's no classes, so everyone plays as him, basically. We call him Merc for short. Everyone's Merc looks different because there's a lot of customization options. Of course, you get access to all the cosmetics from the get-go, and they're not a fest like the stuff that's in TF2.
But I like having options in TF2. Oh, does Mercenary has any lore?
Lore?
You know, lore, like silly TF2 lore.
I don't know. Who cares?
I do.
Well, alright. You know what? Let's ask the dude himself.
Hello? I don't normally take calls on the battlefield. Who is this?
I'm nobody. Just got someone here who wants to know what's up with you.
Oh, wasn't expecting a phone interview here. Everyone calls me the mercenary. I don't mean to brag, but I'm called the mercenary for a reason. No one can outgun me. And even if they did, I'd just respawn. That technology exists now, but I've never had to use it.
Ooh, but why do you shoot peeps?
Well, I can't really get into too much detail about myself, but what I can say is I work for a very secretive man who gives me all my contracts. Sure, well, he doesn't want to see me face to face, like I said, very secretive. So he just sends over his cute secretary to bring me contracts.
FYI, you should just use emails. Much faster.
What the hell is email?
You know, mail over the web. I guess emails are getting a bit outdated in our current internet.
I haven't got the slightest clue what you're talking about.
Manon, they didn't even have the internet back then. Don't you guys have, like, fax machines, though?
Well, yeah, my commissioner keeps bugging me to get one, but, I don't wanna.
You don't wanna?
Well, because they're expensive. They practically just came out. Besides, man, that secretary of his, she's really great.
Alright, got your lore fix?
Yeah, this mod sounds so cool. They should port it to TF2.
Holy sh**. No way.
What?
Why? It'd be awesome if Valve made it official.
No, Valve can suck my dick. Valve was going to work with TF2 Classic and Open Fortress to bring them to Steam and told them to take the mods down. So they did. But then, guess what? Nothing happened. The mod teams kept asking for updates and never got an answer back. Valve ghosted them.
You know you're still on the line, right? I can hear everything you're saying.
Aw, but you can still play them, right?
Yeah, you can, since the dev teams of the mods re-released them after Valve stopped answering their emails.
Whoa! What are you two talking about?
Well, it's all good then.
It's not all good, Manon. I don't know why shills keep jerking off Valve and worshipping TF2, but never acknowledge anything that's wrong with either unless they're bitching, boo-hoo, we want old updates like the old time. TF2 fans just can't let go of their inventories full of predatory casino bullshit, and the content submission system that makes all of it is just large-scale speculative work. The stuff they do add into the game doesn't even work half the time, so you can be sure nobody's doing quality control. And then, when Valve, this supposedly mod-loving company, acknowledged the TF2 modding scene, guess what? They took it down and ran damage control by promising things they obviously can't deliver. Apparently, the one dev still working on TF2 said recently that they're still working on the arrangement. One of TF2C's contributors happened to visit Valve for reasons unrelated to the project, and when they asked about the mod situation, they were only told, yeah, we're still working on it, don't worry. If that's what it takes to get a response that the mod devs couldn't get themselves for years, then it's just Valve business as usual. You know, nothing. I think the whole TF2 community can at least agree that Valve sucks at communicating.
Come on, Cybermare. Look at TF2 itself. It's being kept alive and thriving, all thanks to the love for that game. The new update that ported TF2 to 64-bits was even made by a community member contracted by Valve.
Well, maybe Valve shills should stop sucking off the company that's leeching off their hard work and focus on TF2 mods instead of the zombie that modern TF2 has become. But what? Why do you insist on lining the pockets of some out-of-touch corporation? They just see you as a naive fan to scam for easy cash and cheap labor.
Well...
God damn it.
What do you want now?
Look, I'm not here to give you I'm sorry if I was too harsh back there. I didn't think you'd take it personally. I used to be like you. I had a serious TF2 phase, and I guess I should respect that you're passionate about it now. It's just that over the years, seeing Valve mistreat the game I love is heartbreaking, and seeing fans complain about things that the TF2 modding scene already offers them is so frustrating. But I guess it's normal for newer fans to not know about the mod scene or its history or any of it.
You really like those TF2 mods, huh?
Yeah, that's why I got all defensive and stuff. Though I get there's still a lot to enjoy with TF2, and I guess it's cool that Valve is basically giving the keys to TF2's future over to its community.
So you're a fan just like me. We just like different parts of the same game. I thought you hated TF2.
I just prefer the parts that Valve can't fuck up anymore. It's just... I got emotional, I guess. It's not a constructive way to discuss things.
I'm a bit curious about TF2 Classic. It could be a fun way to experience what the old TF2 was like. Do you want to maybe play it together?
Oh, sure. I'll even host a server so I can explain a couple things to you before we join a full match.
Yay! Epic!
What are you doing?
Oh, I know you don't like being touched, so this is how I show affection.
That's oddly considerate of you.
Anyway, is there really 4 teams in TF2 Classic?
Yep. Well, it's more like some OG game modes now have a 4-team variant, like 4-way arena and King of the Hill.
What about 2 Fort? Is there a 4 Fort?
Not yet, though I think I've seen an early version of that being run in community.
Whoa, hang on, stop these credits for a sec. These garments you may have seen on those weird animals I talked to? Yeah, you can go wear those in my game now. Open Fortress, maybe you've heard of it? Oh, and that one horse creature can announce everything in your game if you're cool with getting that separately. Alright, roll the credits again.